My name is Dola. I'm coming from Rwanda and Kigali.
My name is Benimana Honorata. I'm from Rwanda, South Province, Nyaruguru district.
My name's Seamus Rossignol. I'm from Ireland.
My name is Rwandans Constante. I'm coming from the South Province in Kamonyi district.
My name is Jennifer. I'm from South Africa. I live in Johannesburg. I was born in Kenya. I lived in the UK for about 13 years, Kenya for 10 years, South Africa for 12 years.
People should visit Rwanda. Rwanda is a nice country. There are so many places to visit. For example, Genocide Memorial at Gisozi. The genocide has been in 1994. So we have memorial where people go and visit and they tell them the stories. Well, there is other place to see like National Park, Nyungwe Forest. There is a volcano. We have a volcano. We have Lake Kivu. We have museum, Nyanza Museum.
We have many reasons. We have volcanoes, good place. Our country have a peace. We have many reasons for visit our country.
So my best friend from university lives in Rwanda, so I come here every couple of years to see her and her family. I think Rwanda is such a beautiful country and it's so unique, and I think a lot of people don't realize how much amazing stuff is here, just like the hills, the volcanoes, the parks. Even just in Kigali, there's so much to see and do and discover, and you can get a lot of really great cultural experiences here too. So it's a lot of fun and there's a lot to do and explore.
I came here because my girlfriend works in Somalia, and we were trying to find kind of like a middle meeting ground, I suppose, between Somalia and Ireland. And I guess we heard, Rwanda was one of the safest kind of countries in Africa, and we had like a lot of recommendations to go there versus any other countries, and that Kigali again was very safe. So I guess that's why we came here.
That's one of the reasons I like coming here to Rwanda, is that it's very safe, and I feel very safe here as a solo female. I don't really mind going out by myself, even at night. I feel quite secure. There's certainly other places where I wouldn't do that and I'd prefer to be with someone, or get advice from the locals, like when and where is it okay to be alone as a solo female.
I think there are many reasons that people want to visit Rwanda. Rwanda is the country that has gone through the saddest story in the world. That is the first reason many foreigners come here in Rwanda, to learn more and to try and understand how the story went. In addition, when you look how the country has progressed, it is progressing from that saddest story. It becomes very interesting for the visitors. Additionally, the situation of Rwanda, the country of many things to visit, like the hills, as the country is named the country of thousand hills. It is also known on the mountain gorillas. I think most are those reasons why foreigners come to visit Rwanda.
Rwanda, we love foreigners. We invite people to visit Rwanda. Rwanda has coming from far. Our President Kagame changed a lot. He helped Rwanda to be developed. So now Rwanda is very good. We like the foreigner to come and visit to learn many things from us.
Rwandan people really are excited with the foreigners, especially the whites. When they saw those people, they think that you see, in Africa we don't prefer to travel. most of the time we live in our country, we don't travel, but I think it's because of the ability. But the foreigners, for us, we think that they are visitors. Even if in our background, as I said, in the saddest story that the country has passed through, the world has betrayed the country, but that is not in the citizen of Rwanda. They saw the foreigners, the visitors, as the friends, and you will see that most of the time they try to pay attention to those people.
If people come to Rwanda, the first thing they should do is to buy local SIM card, because when they at the airport there are people who sell the SIM card. The SIM card can help them to go where they want to stay, to talk to their friend where they're coming from, to tell them they have arrived safe, and then they start telling them, of course, to connect to them, to tell them how Rwanda is a good country, and then to attract them.
First thing we did when we landed was we got to our Airbnb as well, just to kind of settle ourselves in as well. I suppose we got like a really nice place to stay, and because we hadn't seen each other in a while, we just kind of wanted one day to kind of take it all in, kind of just realize that, you know, we are in Rwanda, because it's so far away from, I guess, what I know as well. So it was kind of just jumping straight in would have been a bit much.
Well, the practical side of me is going, you should make sure you've got some money and a SIM card, and make sure that you're set up that you can get around and be in contact with whoever you need to be in contact with. Yeah, but in terms of like exploring, I mean, I think just having a drive around Kigali is the first thing anyone should do, just to see what's here.
The first thing is to try to understand the citizen. When you come in Rwanda and you see how people arrive one another, how friendship people are, you start to wonder if the story, that saddest story, the genocide against the Tutsi, happened. So you started to wonder that thing. So the first thing you have to know and to visit are the memories of that story, the genocide memories, like there and at Gisozi, where you will find many stories about it, that saddest story. And the next one is to find how, after that story, people have struggled to live one another, to contract the country. That's where you will come. You see that house, the house that cost the country many efforts. Here in Parliament, a museum that shows how genocide has stopped by FPL. So I think that is the first thing that the visitors want to look at. Okay.
So in Africa, I have visited, obviously I live in South Africa, so I've been to Lesotho, really beautiful there as well. I've been to Namibia, Botswana, Mozambique, Tanzania as well, went to Zanzibar there, South Sudan, that was for work, and Egypt. Yeah, I've also been to Israel, Jordan, and a bunch of countries in Europe. I won't name them all because there's so many, and you can like drive through like 5 in one day. Yeah, and then also China and Australia.
Myself, I have visited Burundi, visited the Congo, also Uganda. I visited also Kenya, Tanzania, also not far.
Other countries that I've visited, I stick around Europe most of the time, to be honest, because those are just kind of like the cheapest places to fly and all that. Most recently I was in Barcelona as well, just a month ago, and so that was really nice. But I've also been to, I guess, well, this is the furthest I've ever been, I suppose, from home. I went to America like on my own. I went to America before, but that was a very long time ago.
dream destination is South Africa. Yeah, South Africa is the richest country in Africa, developed country. I think there's so many things to do there as a developed country, business. I like to do fashion design, the creative, and to visit that country, Cape Town.
I like to go to North European. I dream to be there, Norway, Finland, those countries there. I really think it's the best place that where I can visit.
Dream destinations. Well, I suppose it's kind of changed recently. I guess I was always kind of interested in like Croatia and Algeria as well, because they're kind of like really beautiful, places right next to the sea as well. But I suppose recently enough I've also kind of been interested, especially because I came to Rwanda here as well, and this is kind of a country I never thought I'd ever come to as well. And so I guess now I'm kind of getting more interested in kind of like these countries that you don't think you'll ever go to. So I suppose I would love to go to Japan, which is far away. That seems really interesting. And so for the moment, that would kind of be the dream destination, I suppose, would be Japan, just as a holiday, just to visit. I'd say it's the culture shock as well, I suppose it's kind of.
Japan. It just looks so interesting, all the technological stuff they have, and also things like the cherry blossom and the koi fish and Japanese gardens. Yeah, it just looks really interesting and really different to anything I've ever experienced.
People must visit Rwanda because it's a country where you have to learn more on how people arrive after many struggles, and you see how you can find how people can strive to live and achieve much more. When you try to go through our story, you will see how the country was in 1990s. So it is a country that every person in the world can come and see. The beautiful, from the social, economical, even religious. People in Rwanda are very interesting, the nature is very interesting, and the plan, even if you try to have a conversation with the authorities, you will see that the Rwanda is an interesting country, especially on the tourism. It's another thing. You have to visit Rwanda, and you will see much more that I can say. Okay.